To the Welka Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Welka. We have a very special guest on our show today, Joe Kohut from Catholic Financial Life. Joe, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. It's great to be here virtually with you and your listeners. I'm excited to be part of this wonderful program that you host, and it's really a pleasure working with you. And hopefully, I can keep up with your previous guests like Father Anthony and Father Dave, and even your brother Derek.
Thank you. Joe, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Ooh, that's a tough question sometimes, right? Well, I'm a bit of a Midwestern nomad. I've lived in Ohio, Illinois, and then mostly in Indiana growing up. However, I am a diehard Detroit sports fan, with most of my family roots traced back to the Michigan area. I now live in Kenosha, Wisconsin, which is right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border. And for any listeners that know of the famous Mars Cheese Castle off of I-94, I live right there. So I moved to Wisconsin to attend Marquette University and ended up meeting my wife freshman year. And we've been married now for 7 years. And we have two kids with actually one on the way in early November. So, yes, a little surprise there. Yeah, we have one on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yet we don't know the gender yet. We're going to be surprised the day of. But my son Joey, he's 4 years old, and he'll definitely be the next American Ninja Warrior. This kid is crazy and a ball of energy. And my daughter Stella will be 2 in September, and she's obsessed with babies, helicopters, and mostly teasing her brother Joey. So we're referring to this new baby as Ty because it's the tiebreaker, and we'll see who takes the lead there. Um, but we're usually playing with the kids outside or swimming at grandma's house when we have the time, and I'm usually in the kitchen or behind the smoker cooking up some meals. And we actually recently started, I don't know if brewing's the correct word, but making our own mead at home. So it's like a carbonated honey wine. It's really cool.
I'm really glad you explained what that was because I really had no idea what the heck that was. How did you get into doing that?
Influenced by the neighbors, they've been brewing beer and making mead for some time now, and they said, "Hey, you've got to make some with us." And so the batch that we just started this over the weekend, we're actually going to bottle it and then open it up to celebrate after the new baby's here.
That's so sweet. What a good idea.
Yeah.
So, Joe, you've been working with Catholic Financial for over 11 years now. Can you tell us a little bit about Catholic Financial Life and what they do?
Yeah, 11 years. It's surprised me to hear you say that because I kind of lost track, and I've really been lucky to enjoy all 11 of it. Catholic Financial has such a rich history, and it continues to grow year to year. We actually trace our roots back to 1868 as the first ever insurance organization designed to serve Catholics. The organization is actually grounded in the simple concept of people helping people. And in the wake of the American Civil War, in order to address the devastation and financial impact on families, a group of Catholics, under the guidance of the Most Reverend John Martin Hinney, he was the first Archbishop of Milwaukee, they banded together to serve the less fortunate and actually developed a system of financial security for Catholics and their families. So if you fast forward to today, we are the second largest Catholic fraternal benefit society in the country, with roots to several fraternal benefit organizations that have come together over the years. We're all united in that common bond of helping those in need. So I do encourage your listeners to check out our full history by visiting cfl.org. There's a lot of stuff that I've left out, and some other interesting companies that have come together with us to create who Catholic Financial Life is today. But Catholic Financial Life, we're a not-for-profit financial services organization. So people, when they hear that, they go, well, okay, what does that mean? Well, I'm
Exactly.
sure many people are familiar with stock life insurance companies, which are owned by stockholders, and mutual companies, which are owned by policyholders. Well, as a not-for-profit fraternal insurance organization, Catholic Financial is owned and governed by our members, and members, air quote, policyholders, and operate for the sole benefit of our members and their communities. We offer financial solutions in the form of life insurance for protection and annuities for retirement.
Yep.
Providing financial peace of mind and assisting members is in achieving their desired retirement, while also giving back to our members and their communities. That's really what we're all about. And when we rebranded in 2010, we actually came under a new name, Catholic Financial Life, and we strategically picked it because it says it all. The Catholic, it's who we are and who we aim to serve. The financial, it's what we do, the financial services to protect families. And life, it's what we care about, enhancing the quality of life for our members outside of just owning our products.
Catholic Financial, I've been working with you guys for a few years now. I'm not quite sure how many. I know it hasn't been 11, but it's been a little bit of time. And I feel that all of those things are so important to people who have the same beliefs as you guys. And you pull everything together and you make each member feel really special. And that's one thing that I love about Catholic Financial Life. I'm always telling my clients to make sure that when they're investing or purchasing a product or a service, to make sure that their money is going towards something that they believe in, something that aligns with their goals, their objectives. And many of our listeners are Catholic. Would you tell us why Catholic Financial could fit into their financial or estate plans?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So that's a great piece of advice, Tiffany, that you give to your clients, and I'm thankful that you have the time and take the time to have that conversation with your client. I think that's unique and it's important for advisors such as yourself to do things like that. So when St. John Paul II was Pope, he often spoke of personal economic responsibility. He stated, even the decision to invest in one place rather than another, in one productive sector rather than another, is always a moral and cultural choice. It's a call to align our finances and goals with our beliefs and values. And that's just what Catholic Financial Life does. Catholic Financial provides the opportunity for people to align their financial security, their planning, and retirement with their beliefs and values. In particular, as a Catholic, our corporate investments do go through a version of social and moral screening, and our members do find some comfort in that. So I was listening to your earlier podcast, and on June 23rd, you had Father Anthony on, and he referred to these various maxims of life. And he started with always putting Christ first in all your relationships and all your matters. And this is no different with your finances, especially reflecting on and echoing what St. John Paul II said. We all know we need to work with a financial services provider at some level for some product or service. So why not choose an organization that aligns with you and your beliefs? I'm actually a huge fan of our logo. You see, we've got the Radiant Cross, and the Radiant Cross reminds us that God is at the center of all the things that we do.
Yes, I love your logo for that reason exactly. It reminds you to keep God front and center no matter what in every aspect of your life. Just like Father Anthony said, just like the popes have all said, making sure that your finances are aligned with your goals and your objectives and your morals and your beliefs is really important. That's actually exactly why I started this podcast, was to help people to remember to keep God as their center in their finances.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you and I agree about the importance of life insurance inside of an estate plan. But I hear so often that people don't want to have life insurance because it's too complicated, it's too expensive, they're too busy, or they just really don't want to talk about that. Can you tell us how people who feel those feelings and feel that way might be able to overcome those thoughts regarding life insurance?
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand where these folks are coming from. The industry as a whole, it's tough to educate the way that we should be doing, and luckily we have folks like yourself, and we need more folks like yourself that are out there educating clients. But it boils down to it's uncomfortable to face our own mortality. It's uncomfortable to consider life insurance as a solution. So if you're listening and you feel this way, you're not alone. In fact, according to LIMRA, 1 out of every 3 American households has no life insurance at all. 1 out of every 4 families rely on group insurance alone, meaning they don't own any life insurance themselves. And yet, 65% of Americans agree they do need life insurance. 1 in 3 wish their spouse would purchase some more life insurance. One in
One,
four say they need more. Sorry, what was that?
I said 1 in 3 wish their spouse would purchase some life insurance. That's big. That's a lot.
Yeah. And this one scares me the most, and it's 50% of Americans have acknowledged that they would feel the loss of a primary wage earner within just 6 months of their passing. So if they lose someone, it's going to impact the budget. It's going to impact the cash flow. It's going to eliminate pile up the bills and put families behind. So we look at why are people delaying the purchase of life insurance? Well, 54% say they're just dragging their feet and just haven't gotten around to it. 44% say they would buy, but they don't know how much to get. And 80% believe that life insurance is too expensive. Yet when they ask what it costs, they drastically overestimate the cost, and it is significantly more affordable than they were expecting. I'm sure your clients, that's something that they even mention when you show them quotes and things like that.
Yes.
I mean, the most important thing to do is to understand what life insurance is. Life insurance is money. It's that simple. It's money to pay the mortgage and stay in a dream home when dad doesn't make it home from work one night. It's money to pay for the Catholic education when mom doesn't walk away from that car accident. It's money to allow our loved ones to keep living while we are no longer with them. I personally like to view it as more than money, though. Life insurance for me is a love letter to those that we leave behind. For me personally, it says Joey, Stella, Haley, although I wish I could be with you forever, if for some reason I can't be, I want you to go to the college of your dreams. I want you to retire and travel the way you want, and I want you to spoil the next generation and not have to worry about money. It's what allows me to get on a plane for work or commute on the interstate each day. That peace of mind knowing that my family will be okay financially. So again, luckily we have people like you, Tiffany, who are here to educate clients on the importance of life insurance and walk them through the importance of estate planning and assist them in reaching their goals.
Thank you. Your love letter to your family gave me goosebumps. It's really powerful, and you're right. That's exactly how life insurance should be thought of. A future for the people that you leave behind. Joe, I know you're extremely experienced in building life insurance policies that are tailored to fit the insured and their family members. Can you give us some creative ways that life insurance could be used in a portfolio?
Yeah, so life insurance is more versatile than people expect. You can consider it to be a conservative asset class, a safe money option to be the foundation of a portfolio. It's backed by company guarantees and, in Catholic Financial Life's case, not exposed to the fluctuations of the stock market or an index. As an example, if you were building your retirement portfolio and you were choosing a conservative asset, you may consider a whole life plan. The whole life plan has guaranteed and non-guaranteed cash value elements, and those non-guaranteed cash value elements may be enhanced by dividends that could be later used as a retirement income supplement. So prior to retirement, you have the death benefit, and it's there to protect your family if anything were to happen to you. And then later on during retirement, now you have it as a retirement income source. Another example may be someone fortunate enough to have a pension. I wish I had one of those. Um,
You
when
got
it
to make
comes
your own when you don't have one.
Amen to that. Make your own. When it comes time to take the payments, the payout stage of those pensions, there's typically two options, and one is a single life payout or a survivorship option. So the single life would guarantee a payment as long as the retired worker is alive. The survivorship option would provide a lower payout for as long as either the retired worker or a beneficiary is alive. So it might be beneficial to take the single life option while leveraging a life insurance plan to provide for the survivor in the long run. In 2020, I think it's important to consider what life insurance can do for us in the future. For example, in retirement, Americans are now trading their mortgage payment for healthcare premiums or long-term care expenses. You retire, your mortgage is paid off, but now you're facing escalating healthcare costs. If you would have purchased a permanent life insurance plan during your working years to protect your income earning potential, you would be able to draw on that permanent life insurance cash value to supplement those healthcare costs down the road if you'd had to. And lastly, one that I can think of here is, life insurance may also be used to replenish, fill the bucket again. So what do I mean by that? So many Americans focus on accumulating wealth for retirement. And once they retire, they're too scared to spend it because they want to leave something behind for their spouse or the next generation. And if they would have had life insurance in their portfolio, they would have that safety net that would allow them to enjoy their retirement comfortably and not worry about spending money, knowing that the life insurance would be there to replenish assets for their survivors.
Yeah, I just met with a couple, and I see it so often, but this couple sticks in my mind because they saved for their retirement for over 60 years. They worked for 60 years.
Wow.
I know. And, we think 11 years is a lot.
Yeah.
When you see 60 years, I mean, that's a long time to be saving. So that habit of investing and saving is so different when you retire because now all that money that you had saved, you have to use it, right? And that's a totally different mindset for somebody who's just retired. It's a different way of life. You just have to wrap your head around that change, and it's really hard. So that's a great place to fit life insurance into their portfolio so that they don't have to worry about leaving something behind per se. They'll already have that set up. When they're gone, their family will still inherit some portion of their estate because of the life insurance. That's a great tip. Not only does Catholic Financial Life have life insurance options for their clients and my clients, but they also have retirement plans too. And regardless of their ages, whether they're 18, in their 30s, in their 90s, there's so many options that can ensure that our clients' financial security is incomparable to anything else because they now feel confident in their retirement. The key is really to take charge of your retirement by picking a plan, a few options, making sure you invest often. But what is really special about some of the retirement plans that I've found at Catholic Financial Life is that they're completely safe from volatility of the market. And in today's economy with the pandemic, safety is a big deal. And if safety of principal and tax deferred growth is something that's important to somebody when they're planning for their retirement or investing for their future, they can maximize their retirement savings and diversify their investments by opening up a retirement account like this. Can you explain how the retirement accounts at Catholic Financial Life work?
Yeah. So Catholic Financial utilizes fixed annuity products for retirement. And again, these would fit inside of those conservative asset classes for your retirement portfolio. And a fixed annuity is an accumulation tool that relies on tax deferred growth and company interest rates and company guarantees rather than market exposure to the market as a whole or an index of some sort. So it's just based on the credited interest rates of the organization. So our annuities have both a guaranteed interest rate and a higher non-guaranteed interest rate that drive the accumulation of the product. Our annuities also don't have any expenses or loads factored in. So if you give us $10,000, your account would have $10,000 in it day one and continue to grow based on the interest rates we are crediting. Those interest rates are not dependent on the fluctuation of the stock market or the accompanying volatility. So this provides your clients with the safety and dependability in their portfolio.
That to me is really special. And I think a part that is really interesting is that the money that they put in there is going to be there. There's no fees that come out of it like it would if they were in something that would be based on market volatility. So that's a big deal. They can save some money, make sure their money is safe, and it'll still grow for them for their retirement income. I think it's so interesting and special.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to be able to offer it.
Yeah. So Catholic Financial Life offers benefits to their members that they just really don't experience anywhere else. What are some of the member benefits at Catholic Financial Life?
So, as a fraternal benefits society, we are designed to give back to our members, and we do it in unique ways. So, one of those is member benefits. So, keep in mind these benefits aren't guaranteed, it's just something additional that we offer. Our most popular benefit is scholarships for our youth members. Members are eligible for $200 scholarships for Catholic elementary school, $500 for Catholic high school, and $1,000 for college. And that college doesn't have to be a Catholic school. Members are also eligible to apply for reimbursements for attending Catholic summer camps or even retreats as an adult. In addition, we have an estate planning benefit that provides a reimbursement for having a will or estate plan created or updated, because we know the importance of making sure you have your house in order, and that you have that will or estate plan in place. Um, my personal favorites are the family protection benefits. These come in the form of childhood cancer grants, uninsurable child protection, which allows a child of a member to get at least some life insurance, even if they're uninsurable. We also have an orphan income benefit and a prenatal death benefit that provides a payment to a member if they lose a child due to stillbirth. So these benefits are really unique and are a value add on top of the most important part, which is the protection of the life insurance and annuity products.
Yes. Not many companies that have really different and unique. So that's a great characteristic of Catholic Financial Life. Can you tell us what the mission for Catholic Financial Life is?
It's a simple yet powerful mission that people can really get behind. It has three parts: serving God through serving others, providing financial security, and enhancing the quality of life for our members and their communities.
The first words of that mission say that Catholic Financial Life puts values in action by serving God through serving others. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
And something that Catholic Financial Life has actually been doing for the past 152 years. And I'm sure over that time, Catholic Financial Life has raised and donated a lot of money. Actually, when I was doing my research, it's millions of dollars to different Catholic charities and organizations, as well as spending hundreds of thousands of hours in volunteer work. One characteristic that I adore about Catholic Financial is that they support and encourage their members and their employees to make a positive impact on communities. Can you tell us a little bit more about how Catholic Financial gives back?
A lot of it centers around our three main corporate causes, and in no particular order here. It's support for the poor. So we were called by Christ to serve those less fortunate. That's clearly stated, and it's something we all understand. So we've partnered with St. Vincent de Paul on a national and local level to provide funding and volunteer hours to serve the poor. So over the years, we've given 1.6 million in financial support to that organization specifically. Support for Catholic education. We give out around 300,000 in scholarships annually, and most of which is for Catholic education. In addition, we have run a give back program for Catholic schools for the past few years, giving schools an opportunity to earn thousands of dollars in recognition and rewards. Support for those with special needs and their caretakers. This is a newer cause for our organization. It has included donations to Special Olympics, as well as funds raised, matched, and donated directly to those with special needs or for support for their caretakers. Most recently, during this COVID time, we've done a Love One Another campaign in response to COVID relief. Our $116,000 was raised and matched and distributed to our members through our chapter system, and those were then directed to local communities to support those on the front lines during the pandemic. Um, and we are fortunate enough to have members, like you said, that love to volunteer, that love to give back. So in 2019, our members volunteered over 103,000 hours of volunteer service in the name of Catholic Financial Life, which has an estimated economic impact of over $2.6 million. I mean, it's incredible. It's people helping people. It's special stuff.
That is incredible. Well, Joe, we went over a lot today, and I sure do appreciate you being with us. Thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you and with all your listeners. I thank you for the wonderful work that you do in your community, your parish, and for your clients. Catholic Financial is blessed to have you as a partner, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to work with you and the rest at VFG Associates.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for listening to the Welka Wealth podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Welka. God bless you, and God bless your families.